संग जुड़ने के लिए इस कठिन वक्त में, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपने जो न्याय की गुहार लगाई है वो ज़रूर प्रशासन के कानों तक पहुंचेगी। आगे बढ़ते हैं हम कुछ और इस वक्त अंतर्राष्ट्रीय जगत से खबर आ रही है। Kenya has awarded a $2.9 billion contract to China Communications Construction Company for the expansion of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport under a major EPC upgrade plan. The move comes 2 years after the controversial Adani Group deal was cancelled following protests and an aviation strike. China has got the Kenya airport deal as Beijing deepens its grip on key infrastructure projects in East Africa. China has muscled in again, expanding its presence in Kenya's biggest aviation hub. India has lost a flagship airport project, marking a setback in regional infrastructure competition. With this, Kenya has expanded its economic engagement with China through multi-layered financing and privatization funds. With this move, about 50% more passengers might face new levies as project financing relies on user charges daily. Clearly, the deal signals a shift in global economic deal-making and rising geopolitical competition in Africa. So this is the big news coming out of Kenya, where a $2.9 billion contract has been awarded to this Chinese firm. Well, this, of course, comes after a deal with Adani Group was cancelled following protests and an aviation strike. Now it seems China has muscled in here, expanding its process in Kenya's biggest aviation hub. So India, of course, losing this flagship airport project in Kenya, and obviously this move comes even as China expands its partnership with Kenya. But we are learning that 50% more passengers might face new levies due to this development, as project financing relies on user charges. So it's not really going to be much of a boon for the passenger there in Kenya. Sushil Shingle, former ambassador, joins us on the broadcast. Sushil Shingle, your first reaction to this development in Kenya, what do you read into it?
Well, this is very, unfortunate development, I would say, because, when India, when they this award or the contract for the development of the Jomo Kenyatta Airport was given to India, Adani Group, the terms and all were all agreed. It was actually granted, but the courts, civil society, as well as the workers, they protested against that. And now, in 1 year, 2 years, there's a big turnaround, and this contract is being awarded to a Chinese company. We know that Chinese companies are very well entrenched in Kenya, and they are doing number of infrastructure projects. But the manner in which this contract was cancelled under protest, and now instead of developing themselves, they are awarding it to a third country. It's a bit surprising, and I think that there are some legitimate questions which need to be answered truthfully by the Kenyan side as to what were the reasons why when they decided to cancel this awarded contract to an Indian company, and what has changed now into in 2 years that they have awarded the development contract to a Chinese company.
No, so that does raise several questions. You're right, Ambassador Singhal, and let me quickly draw in Manish Gupta as well, economist, on this. Manish Gupta, what do you make of this development, and how did it happen?
See, this is the sponsored protest in Kenya. We understand that it is not the contract of Adani cancelled. It is the image of India cancelled. See, now India's interest will also be affected alongside the Adani's interest. See, it is encouraged by the anti-Adani demonstration. But what is happening? See, EVC Jairam Ramesh stated that anti-Adani protests in Kenya would transform into anti-India. And what this is happening? Why? Who is supporting? We have to see this. This is truly not a patriotic spirit. This gives. See what we were intending, what Modi was intending. Modi was trying to be the second China, because we will be the second Chinese hub, manufacturing hub for each country. So whosoever is working for getting work from China will also take from us as a subsidiary, secondary unit. Yeah, I mean, in case America get 80% product from China, then 20% will be done by the India. So this was the process, and every country India was trying to pitch. And definitely it is not the Indian company. It is not the Indian government company who will pitch. It is the Indian private company who will touch, who will hit. And now by removing this, who will be affected? This is definitely Indian revenue, Indian company, Indian mindset, Indian manufacturing. Everyone is affected. So this is really a bad news for us. This gives a setback to us.
Yes. No, it certainly does, of course, and perhaps it should be investigated now, Ambassador Singhal, as to who sponsored that protest. Was this a conspiracy which has led to this sudden change?
Yes, that's true. There is a conspiracy.
Ambassador Singhal.
Is absolutely correct. India, I'm sure the Indian mission there must be, in touch with the Kenyan side and inquiring about the circumstances, why it happened. And also, I think we need to look into the protest, because, India, of course, this is one project, but India has been undertaking large number of projects in Africa, which is under line of credit as well as under grants. And also,
Yes.
Indian companies are privately doing that. So
Okay.
it's not the first project which Indian company was doing.
I've completely run out of time. 30 seconds, Manish. This is obviously also not a deal that is in the benefit of the African people, because reportedly the users now will have to pay 50% more. Manish, can you hear me?
Yeah. Please repeat again.
Manish, I said this is not a deal which is in favor of the users, the passengers there as well. They're going to have to pay 50% more reportedly. There's going to be additional levies to fund this project.
Correct.
Okay.
See,
Thank you.
this is-
Thank you
this
for
is-
joining us with your perspective. And thank you to Ambassador